Welcome, dear one. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Just for a moment, allow yourself to simply be here. There is nothing you need to fix in this moment. There is nothing you need to force. You are exactly where you are meant to be. I know life may feel heavy sometimes. Perhaps you've been carrying worries about your health, your finances, or that quiet feeling inside that something is missing. I understand how overwhelming it can be when it feels like you've tried so hard, but nothing seems to change. It's easy to believe that healing or abundance is something far away, something only a few lucky people get to experience. But I'm here to remind you of a gentle truth, one that changed my life and has transformed the lives of so many others. You don't have to chase healing. You don't have to struggle for abundance. Both are already within your reach because both begin inside of you. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to open a new door. A door where you step into a life of peace, of health, of prosperity. All it takes is a willingness, a small, quiet willingness to see things differently. You don't have to know how everything will happen. You don't need all the answers today. You just need to say to yourself, I am willing to change. I am open to healing and abundance. That simple thought is like planting a seed in the garden of your mind. With kindness and care, that seed will grow. I know it might be hard to believe if you've been stuck in patterns of fear or lack for a long time. But I want you to know, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are awakening to a truth that has always been there, that your thoughts shape your reality. And if your thoughts have the power to create struggle, they also hold the power to create joy, health, and wealth. You are safe here. You are supported. And together we will begin to gently shift those thoughts so you can experience the life you truly deserve. So, take another deep breath, and as you exhale, release the tension you've been holding. Whisper to yourself, I am open. I am ready. Because today is the beginning of something beautiful. You are stepping onto a path where healing is natural and abundance flows with ease. And I will be here with you, guiding you every step of the way, like a loving friend who believes in the incredible power that already lives inside you. There was a time when I believed that life just happened to me, that I had no control over the pain, the struggles, or the lack I experienced. Like many people, I thought I was a victim of circumstances, that my past defined my future, and that the hardships I faced were simply my fate. But something within me whispered that there had to be another way. It wasn't a loud voice. It was soft, almost easy to ignore. Yet it was persistent. It gently nudged me to look deeper, beyond what I could see with my eyes. I began to notice patterns, how my thoughts often circled around fear, doubt, and self-criticism. I realized that every time I told myself I wasn't good enough or that I'd never have enough, life seemed to reflect those exact beliefs back to me. It was as if my outer world was a mirror, showing me the story I kept telling myself inside. This awareness didn't come all at once, but as I became more curious, I discovered something that changed everything. The power within me to choose different thoughts. At first it felt strange. How could simply changing my thoughts make a difference? But I decided to try. I started small, replacing harsh words with kinder ones. When I caught myself thinking, I can't heal, I would gently say, I'm open to healing. When I thought, I'll never have enough money, I would whisper, abundance flows to me. These weren't just empty words. They were new seeds I was planting. And slowly, I began to see changes. I felt lighter. Opportunities appeared where before I only saw closed doors. My body responded to the kindness I was offering my mind. I wasn't forcing anything. I was allowing. I learned that healing and abundance are not things we have to chase. They grow naturally when we nurture the right thoughts. It was like discovering that I had been holding the key to my own freedom all along. I just hadn't realized it because I was so used to believing in limitation. The moment I chose to believe in possibility instead, life began to open up in ways I could never have imagined. I share this because I want you to know that this same power lives in you. You don't need anything outside of yourself to begin. All you need is the willingness to plant new thoughts, thoughts filled with love, hope, and belief in your ability to create a life of health and abundance. It's a gentle process, but it is the most powerful journey you will ever take. And it all starts within your beautiful mind. Every day we think thousands of thoughts. Many of them pass by without us even noticing. But each thought is like a tiny drop of water, and over time, these drops can create a river that shapes the direction of our lives. What I came to understand is that our thoughts are not just passing ideas. They are powerful messages that our bodies and the universe are always listening to. When we think fearful or negative thoughts, our bodies respond. We might feel tension in our shoulders, a tightness in our chest, or even experience ongoing illness. The body doesn't lie. It reflects what the mind repeats. If we constantly tell ourselves that we are not safe, not worthy, or that life is hard, our emotions begin to echo those beliefs. We feel anxious, sad, or stuck, and soon our outer world starts to mirror that inner state. I used to believe that my health issues and lack of abundance were things outside of my control. But when I truly saw how my thoughts were connected to my emotions and how both were affecting my body and my life, I realized I had the power to change everything, one thought at a time. This is not about blaming ourselves for the pain we feel or the challenges we face. It's about gently understanding that if our thoughts contributed to where we are now, they also hold the key to where we can go. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and worry, those are the plants that will grow. But if you begin to plant seeds of love, safety, and abundance over time, a beautiful, thriving garden will appear. It doesn't happen overnight, but every positive thought is like watering those new seeds. I began telling myself simple affirmations every day. Words like, "Every thought I think is creating my future." At first, it felt unusual, but soon I noticed how these gentle reminders began to shift how I felt inside. My body started to relax. My heart felt lighter. I began to experience more moments of peace, and slowly my health improved, and abundance found its way to me. You see, your mind and body are always in conversation. When you feed your mind with loving thoughts, your body responds with healing. When you affirm that life supports you, opportunities begin to appear. It's a dance between what you think and what you experience. The beauty is that you have the choice every day to guide this dance in a direction that feels good, nurturing, and full of possibility. So begin to notice your thoughts, not with judgment, but with curiosity. When you catch a thought that doesn't serve you, gently choose a better one. Remind yourself that you are safe, you are loved, and you are open to receiving all the good that life has to offer. This simple awareness is the first step toward creating a life filled with health, happiness, and abundance. So many of us grow up believing that love must come from outside of us. We wait for others to tell us we are worthy, beautiful, or enough. But the truth is, the most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. When I first learned this, it felt strange. I had spent years being my own worst critic, telling myself I wasn't good enough, smart enough, or deserving of happiness. I didn't realize that every unkind word I spoke to myself was like a wound that kept me from truly healing and from allowing abundance into my life. The moment I began to offer myself the love I had been seeking from others, everything started to change. Self-love is not about being selfish or ignoring others. It is about recognizing that when you nurture yourself with kindness, patience, and compassion, you create a foundation where true healing can begin. Without self-love, even the best advice or opportunities will struggle to take root, because deep down, you won't believe you deserve them. I remember standing in front of the mirror for the first time, looking into my own eyes and saying, "I love you. I really, really love you." It wasn't easy. Tears came because I realized how long I had gone without hearing those words from myself. But day by day, that simple practice softened the hard edges within me. It helped me release old hurts and opened my heart to receive more good from life. When you love yourself, you tell the universe that you are worthy of health, happiness, and prosperity. Your body responds by relaxing, your mind becomes clearer, and you begin to attract people and situations that reflect that love back to you. It all begins with a decision to be your own best friend. Start by offering yourself gentle words throughout the day. When you make a mistake, instead of criticizing yourself, say, "I am learning and I still love myself." When you feel tired or overwhelmed, remind yourself, "I am doing my best and that is enough." These small acts of kindness build a powerful sense of inner safety and trust. The more you practice loving yourself, the more you will notice your life shifting in beautiful ways. Healing becomes natural. Abundance flows more easily because you no longer block it with feelings of unworthiness. So today, I invite you to look in the mirror, even if just for a moment, and say, "I love and approve of myself exactly as I am." It may feel unusual at first, but with each repetition, you are planting seeds of self-love that will blossom into a life filled with joy, health, and prosperity. Many of us carry beliefs that we picked up long ago, beliefs that tell us we can't heal, that we'll never be wealthy, or that life has to be a struggle. These thoughts often live quietly in the background of our minds, shaping our experiences without us even realizing it. I used to believe that certain things were simply not possible for me. I thought that because of my past, I would always face limitations. But I learned that these beliefs were not truths. They were just repeated thoughts I had accepted over time. Once I understood this, I realized I had the power to release them. Letting go of limiting beliefs doesn't require force or struggle. It begins with gentle awareness. When you notice yourself thinking, "I'll never get better," or "money is hard to come by," pause and ask yourself, "Is this really true? Or is this just a thought I've been taught to believe?" Most often you'll find that these ideas are not facts. They are simply old stories that no longer serve you. I began to replace these thoughts with new, empowering affirmations. When I felt unworthy, I would say, "I am deserving of vibrant health and unlimited abundance." At first, my mind resisted. It wanted to return to familiar patterns of doubt. But with patience and repetition, those new thoughts began to take root. The more I affirmed my worthiness, the more I started to feel it. And as I felt it, my life began to reflect it. Opportunities appeared. My health improved. Money flowed in unexpected ways. It was as if by changing the way I thought about myself and the world, I unlocked doors that I didn't even know were there. I want you to know that you can do the same. Every time you catch a limiting belief, see it as an opportunity to choose a better thought. Speak to yourself with kindness and certainty. Remind yourself daily that you are worthy of all the good life has to offer. This isn't about pretending or ignoring challenges. It's about creating a new foundation in your mind where positive beliefs can grow. Over time, these new beliefs will replace the old ones, and you will find yourself living in a reality where healing and abundance are natural and expected. Be gentle with yourself in this process. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every loving thought you choose is a step toward freedom. The universe responds to the energy you put out, and when you believe you are deserving, life will rise to meet that belief in ways that will surprise and delight you. When I first began this journey of changing my thoughts, I realized that knowing I needed to think positively wasn't enough. I needed a way to practice it every day so that it became part of who I was. That's when I discovered the power of simple exercises that could help me create new thought patterns. One of the most effective things I did was to set aside a few quiet moments each day to speak affirmations out loud or write them down. At first, it felt like I was just repeating words, but over time I began to feel a shift inside. These affirmations became like gentle reminders to my mind that I was safe, loved, and supported by life. I would start my mornings by saying things like, "Today, I choose thoughts that heal me. I welcome abundance into my life." Writing these affirmations in a journal made them feel even more real. It was as if I was creating a personal guidebook for the life I wanted to live. Each word I wrote was a message to my subconscious, telling it a new, empowering story. Some days when old negative thoughts would creep in, I didn't criticize myself. Instead, I would pause, take a deep breath, and gently replace that thought with a better one. If I caught myself thinking, "I can't do this," I would say, "I am capable and I am growing stronger every day." This practice didn't take hours. Just a few minutes of focused, loving attention each day began to rewire the way I thought about myself and the world. I also found it helpful to place little notes around my home with positive affirmations. On the bathroom mirror, I had a note that said, "I am worthy of love and abundance." On the refrigerator, a reminder, "I nourish my body and my life with positive thoughts." These small, simple actions created an environment that supported my growth. Over time, I noticed that my first reaction to challenges was no longer fear or doubt, but trust and confidence. I began to expect good things to happen. My mind felt clearer, my body felt lighter, and life seemed to flow with more ease. I encourage you to begin your own practice today. Choose a few affirmations that speak to your heart and repeat them often. Write them down, say them out loud, or even sing them if it feels good. Each time you do, you are creating new pathways in your mind, pathways that lead to healing, happiness, and abundance. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent and kind with yourself. These small daily choices will build a powerful foundation for a life filled with the peace and prosperity you deserve. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools we have to transform our lives. There was a time when I thought I had nothing to be grateful for because I was too focused on what was missing. I was looking at my problems, my pain, and my fears, and I couldn't see beyond them. But when I began to practice gratitude, even in the smallest ways, something magical started to happen. I realized that gratitude is like a magnet. The more I appreciated what I already had, the more good flowed into my life. It wasn't about pretending everything was perfect. It was about shifting my attention from lack to abundance. I started by giving thanks for simple things: a warm bed, a kind smile from a stranger, the ability to take a deep breath. These small moments of appreciation opened my heart and changed the energy I was sending out into the world. Each morning I would say, "I am grateful for all the blessings flowing into my life." Even on difficult days, I found at least one thing to appreciate. Over time, this practice lifted my spirit and made me realize how supported I truly was. Gratitude softened my worries and reminded me that life was always offering me something beautiful, even if I hadn't noticed it before. As I focused more on what I was thankful for, I noticed that my health improved. Unexpected opportunities appeared, and abundance found its way to me in ways I never imagined. It was as if the universe was responding to my appreciation by giving me more reasons to be grateful. I encourage you to start a simple gratitude practice today. Each evening before you go to bed, think of 3 things you are thankful for. They don't have to be big. What matters is that they come from your heart. You can write them down in a journal or simply say them quietly to yourself. This gentle habit will begin to shift your mindset and invite more positivity into your life. The more you practice gratitude, the more you will notice how rich your life already is, and from that place of appreciation, healing and abundance will grow naturally. Remember, gratitude turns what we have into enough and opens the door for even greater blessings to flow in. One of the most beautiful gifts we can give ourselves is the ability to imagine a better life and truly believe it's possible. Visualization is a gentle yet powerful way to guide your mind and body toward healing and abundance. When I first began to practice this, I would close my eyes and picture myself living in perfect health, feeling vibrant and full of energy. I would imagine my life overflowing with prosperity, seeing myself smiling, relaxed, and supported by all the good things I desired. At first, it felt like daydreaming, but I soon realized that my subconscious mind didn't know the difference between what I was imagining and what was real. The feelings I created during these moments of visualization began to take root within me. I felt calmer, more confident, and more open to receiving the things I was picturing. The key was not just to see the images in my mind, but to truly feel them. I would imagine how light my body felt being fully healed, how joyful my heart was knowing that abundance flowed easily to me. These feelings sent a clear message to my mind and to the universe. This is who I am, and this is the life I welcome. I would repeat to myself, I see myself living in perfect health and endless abundance. With each repetition, my belief grew stronger, and slowly my outer world began to reflect the inner vision I had nurtured. Visualization became a peaceful sanctuary where I could reconnect with my true potential. It reminded me that I was not limited by my current circumstances. I was creating a new reality, one thought and one feeling at a time. I invite you to take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and picture yourself as already healed, already abundant. Feel the joy, the peace, and the freedom of living that life. The more vividly you imagine it, the more you align your mind and body with that reality. Over time, you will notice subtle shifts. Your thoughts will become more positive, your actions more aligned with your desires, and life will begin to flow in harmony with the vision you hold. Trust that what you see and feel within will manifest in your outer world. This simple practice can open doors you never thought possible, leading you toward a life filled with health, happiness, and prosperity. There are moments on this journey when doubt tries to creep in. You might wonder if all this gentle mental work is really making a difference. I understand that feeling. We live in a world that often expects instant results, but true healing and lasting abundance grow like a beautiful tree, steadily and surely, with roots that deepen over time. I learned that trusting the process is just as important as the process itself. When I planted new thoughts of love, health, and prosperity, I didn't see immediate changes every day. But I kept going because I knew that every positive thought was like watering those seeds. Some days were easier than others. There were times when old fears resurfaced, or when I felt impatient, wondering if I was doing enough. But instead of giving in to those worries, I reminded myself, everything is unfolding in perfect timing. I trust life. This simple affirmation brought me peace and helped me release the need to control every outcome. I began to see that life has its own rhythm, and when we align with it, things begin to flow more smoothly. Trusting the process means being gentle with yourself, even when progress feels slow. It's about knowing deep in your heart that the changes you are making in your mind are creating a strong foundation for lasting transformation. I discovered that patience and persistence were my allies. Each day that I chose a loving thought over a fearful one, I was building a new reality. And gradually, I noticed how my body felt healthier, my mind clearer, and my life more abundant. Opportunities began to appear at just the right moments, and I felt a deep sense of calm, knowing that I was supported by the very energy I was nurturing within myself. I want you to remember that it's okay to move at your own pace. There is no rush. Every small step you take is a victory. Celebrate the little shifts, the moments when you catch yourself thinking more kindly, when you feel a bit more hopeful, or when something good unexpectedly comes your way. These are signs that your inner work is blossoming. Keep affirming that life is on your side, even when you can't see all the results yet. Trust that the seeds you've planted will grow into something beautiful, as long as you continue to care for them with love and faith. You are more powerful than you have ever been taught to believe. Within you lies the ability to heal, to grow, and to welcome abundance into every corner of your life. The journey you have begun by shifting your thoughts is one of the most loving and transformative gifts you can give yourself. You don't need to have all the answers today. You don't need to be perfect. All you need is the willingness to take small, consistent steps each day, choosing thoughts that uplift you, speaking words that empower you, and treating yourself with the kindness and respect you deserve. As you continue to practice self-love, release limiting beliefs, nurture gratitude, and visualize your best life. You will notice how the world around you begins to change in response to the new energy you are creating within. Healing will feel natural. Abundance will flow with ease. And most importantly, you will feel a deep sense of peace, knowing that you are in harmony with yourself and with life. Remember, every thought you think is shaping your future. Choose thoughts that honor the beautiful, deserving person you are. Trust that life loves you and wants to support you in every way. Even when challenges arise, know that you have the inner strength and wisdom to move through them with grace. Today is a new beginning, a fresh opportunity to affirm your worth, to open your heart, and to step confidently into a life filled with health, happiness, and prosperity. As we close this time together, I invite you to take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and gently say to yourself, I am healed, I am whole. Abundance flows to me effortlessly. Repeat this as often as you need, and let these words become the foundation of your new reality. You are worthy, you are loved, and the best is yet to come.